Today we are finally assembling our RM125 motor. So we had this thing off the car for quite a bit of time, just needed a few more parts. I ended up buying new piston rings just to be safe because the old piston ring was messed up. So I bought a few new piston rings. We have our gasket kit that we have to throw on as well. But so far everything is solid, getting back together nicely. Going over all my work, double checking to make sure everything is perfect. That way we can throw it in that bike and have zero issues. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right back into this motor and make sure everything is put back together perfectly and make sure all our parts are nice and lubed. Also, I painted these covers, all the covers, I painted them. So they're nice and painted, they're nice and shiny, and they have a little bit of flake to them as well. So we have all of our parts ready to be oiled up, except for this is not getting oiled up, but our piston is getting oiled, our ring is getting oiled, forgot what that's called, and then our pin is getting oiled as well. I have some generic two-stroke oil. I just bought a small thing of this, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of the good stuff, but we have some two-stroke oil. We have all of our parts, so let's get this thing oiled up. I like to pour a little bit of oil in a cap, nice and blue, just like that. On the top, throw some oil on the sides. It's all right to like go crazy with the oil. The more the better. Let's get some more on there. Nice thick coat. Put some oil on this ring. That. So now we gotta find that groove. Here we go. Got the groove right there. So we just put that ring on. It's this way, top. Put that ring on. Slides on nice and easy. And now we can finally close the ring, and it's right where it needs to be. So that's good. We're gonna oil up this, make sure this is good, put this back in the motor, make sure that's good. Let's oil this up as well, and then I'm gonna oil up that piston one more time. That to the side, just dump some oil on there. There we go, got a nice glob. Now everything is well oiled. All right, so my camera ended up being a little iffy, but we got our piston in, we got the clip in, and we also got the circlips. We got everything in for the piston, so we're gonna just double check that ring gap. There we go. Just gonna double check that, make sure that's good. Oil up this piston one more time, and then we're good to just slide it on top of the cylinder. Top end has been on, everything goes smoothly. I'm not gonna do this too much because I'm gonna go ahead and throw some oil in there. But what I have to do is throw this throw the power valve cover on there. That way I can go ahead and toss this back onto the bike. I'm not gonna put the cylinder head back on yet because I wanna have everything leveled on the bike. That way I can dump the oil in, cycle it over a few times, and then throw on these new rings, and that way everything is nice and seated. Got some brand new hardware on there with some fresh paint. The thing looks gnarly. Super excited to get this thing back onto the bike. I want to ride this bike so bad. Actually, instead of putting the motor back in without the head, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. That way it'll be a lot simpler and I can go ahead and still make sure everything is done nicely. Cap up some fresh oil going in there. Get all that in there. Make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna have to smear some on the cylinder walls as well. Just cracked open the fresh gasket. Got a new gasket on there. Got this inside. Oh, I need 2 hands for this, brother. Got the nice gasket. Lube that up a little bit. The problem I had with old gaskets is they did not sit right, but this Tusk kit, let's see, can I get this to sit nicely? Get that right there. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands, but so far it fits great without like the little adjustments. So with the new gaskets on, it fits great. This Tusk kit, super good, super good. I actually cheaped out on the previous gaskets because I don't know why, I just cheaped out, but someone said Tusk makes really good, so I went with the Tusk one, and they were right, brother. This thing is great. All the other gaskets I had never sat perfectly in there. These sat perfect right out the box. Motor is back together, everything is torqued down. Now we can finally go ahead and toss this thing on the RM. Got the motor back installed on the RM. We need a carburetor, which I have up here. Need to throw that on. I don't know where my spark plug went, so we gotta find that. And now we just have to connect the clutch cable, radiator, and then go ahead and connect the electrical components as well. So that's where we're at right now. All right, you guys, the arm is started, running, idling. Definitely got to tune up the carb a little bit, but it is running and we are all good. It's a bit later on in the day now. I actually had to go out and do some things, but as you guys saw in the last clip, we got the RM125 started. So for some reason though, the clutch is not working. So I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm gonna have to diagnose that in a later video, but we got the bike started. I wanna take it for a ride, but it's kinda late right now. So I may do that tomorrow. But for now, the bike starts, the bike runs, the bike idles. Carb needs some tuning, and then a few small other things. But we got the bike running. That is a huge plus. I want to take it for a ride, but we can't do that right now. As the RM125 is somewhat completed, we just got to tighten up these radiators, throw the exhaust back on, and I think that's it. That should be it. Oh, also, for some reason, the clutch is not working. Like, it'll move, but it just won't come out of gear. For example, if I put it, so right now it's in neutral, it freely moves. If I put it in first, okay, if I put it in second gear, right? And then I push the clutch, it's not gonna do anything. Okay, so it's in gear. Okay, it's in gear. If I push the clutch is in now, it's still in gear, even with the clutch in. I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but next video, we're definitely gonna dive into what's going on with this clutch situation so I can actually ride this thing. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. RM125 finally started after months and months of just sitting, ordering parts not working. So finally got this thing started. Your boy got work to do. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.